I tell you, my face actually turns red because I'm like enraged with so much anger when I hear that, because what 5-year-old is asking for that? Hey guys, welcome back, welcome to my channel. Before we start this video, I'm not leaking. I spilled my water bottle while I was driving. Let's just get that out the way. But if you're new to my channel, hello. We do these series pretty much every single month. It's big sister advice I wish I knew growing up. I've said before, I didn't really have like a big sister to look up to and ask for advice. So this is like advice that I wish I had to live by growing up. But if you're new to my channel, I definitely recommend subscribing. We're not gonna make you wait through a whole 20-minute intro, so let's get started. This is like a girl talk, so obviously girlies need the beverage, so make sure you have your beverage ready, and I've already gotten it. I know I usually wait to get it with y'all, but I was so thirsty. So this is just the strawberry dragon fruit refresher in all of her beauty and grace. And she is spectacular today. Hopefully this dries throughout the video because this is just really embarrassing right now, but like there's literally nothing I can do. Let's actually start talking about some advice that I wish I knew. As the girls grow up and we go through different life changes, I feel like you're gonna go through so many friend groups and just like friends in general. No one really ever talks about losing a friend online, at least from what I see. I always see the compilations of like friends hanging out, friends doing this together, friends doing that together, but we never actually talk about the fact that you lose friends and it's normal to lose friends in your life. And I feel like it's not talked about that everybody you meet in your life and you're friends with aren't meant to be in your life forever. And I feel like it's kind of like a hard thing to wrap your head around, especially because then it makes your self-worth question, like, why couldn't I be friends with her? Why weren't we friends longer? Like, what is wrong with me personally as a person? And a good majority of the time is there literally is nothing wrong with you. I feel like it's so natural that not everybody is meant to be friends, and I feel like it is such a hard thing to wrap your head around. I've went through my fair share of people that I've like met and I'm like, why aren't we friends anymore? But there is a reason we're not friends anymore. Like, they were the worst. We're not gonna dog anybody in this video. I'm trying to be positive on this aspect of this series. We're not gonna sit here and trash people until later. But anyways, I kind of talked about this in my last video, how bad friends can be and if they're not benefiting you and like supporting your dreams, your goals, your family life, and just constantly dragging you down and not being the anchor that's gonna hold you down. They're literally just like pulling your anchor and letting you float away and just like being a horrible person. It's fine to not have those people in your life. I've had some people in my life come and go, like, especially for the ones that literally were like yanking that anchor up and like letting me like do like the worst things imaginable. I feel like it's so important to find those friends that are like your anchor, that are holding you down, holding you accountable. I love a friend that will kind of like snap me back into place, being like, okay, Kenzie, you were actually quite wrong in this situation. Like, you are not who you're thinking you're being in the situation. It's normal to lose friends. I know it is sad, but and the worst part about losing a friend is sometimes you don't get closure from the whole situation. I've lost friends where I've never gotten like full-on closure of like why we really truly aren't friends anymore. It's just kind of like, oh, we're not friends. Simple as that. Especially like losing a friend over like a small communication error. Regardless, you cannot force someone to be your friend. Whether you like it or not, you cannot sit there and make someone be your friend again. You can't make someone like you. You can't make someone be your bestie. You can't have them in your life. You can't trap them, because if you trap someone in your life, it is the worst thing you ever could possibly do, because I've been on that side where they're trying to trap you, like, oh, you leave me, I'll do this, I'll do that, and then it's just like, what is wrong with you? So if they don't want to be your friend, that is completely fine. There is nothing wrong with you. If someone does not want to be your friend, do not take it as a personal hit, unless like, you know, you're being like that. But if you really realistically did nothing wrong and they just don't want to be your friend anymore, don't take it personally, please and thank you. Because also, I feel like it's not talked about enough, is sometimes you can grow out of people and like get, you know, moving on with closure, but sometimes you can grow out of people mentally if y'all are in two different like states of life. Not like saying just drop your friends because they're not on like the same wavelength as you. You're making poor immature choices and this person is like really trying to like better their life. There could be a good reason of why. Okay guys, I'm like, stop talking, because there's like some sort of track meet, or there is some sort of track meet going on, and there's like 20 billion people like walking around with like backpacks and stuff. There is like 20 different people like walking in front of me, so I'm like trying to stay focused. If you're two different mental states of like your life, it's okay to move on from like certain friendships. I'm not saying drop someone and completely ghost them for no absolute reason, but I'm saying if you're on two different states, maybe express that towards them and be like, hey, like this friendship is not working out. Because I do not recommend just ghosting someone out of the blue and then they're like, what did I do? Because then it really does make them question their self-worth. But if you have a whole conversation with them saying like, hey, this is how I feel, like we're on two different mental things, I'm supporting it. I feel that too. I was trying to think of like a really good topic for this video. I don't want to like hit y'all hard like right as we start this video, and since this video is going up in April, I did want to bring awareness to the subject, so I am going to put like a nice little trigger warning here. If you have been sexually assaulted, groped, raped, I don't want to get this video taken down because I feel like this topic is not talked about enough as it should be. But since this is Sexual Awareness Month, I definitely want to like on this topic because as a victim myself, I think it is important to share this and share your story. After it happened to me, I never really had someone to talk about it to. You have been in the same boat and you're holding it in, you have no one to talk to. This is my advice from someone who didn't have someone to talk to about the subject itself. I'm not going to trauma dump on y'all because that's not what I'm here to do. My whole trauma situation situation. When it originally started, I was 5, which is such a young age for anything to happen. Like, the worst of the worst did happen. It is a touchy subject because I know I'm still in the process of recovering, because of the fact that like some of those things just take years to develop the trauma. Because if you didn't know, trauma does block part of your brain and like your memory. So when someone like tries to get me to talk about it, I can't really process exactly what happened. That is normal because trauma does like block out part of your memory. So some of the issues and like some of the things that actually did happen are blocked from that trauma cause. I feel like it is something that's not talked about enough, and especially I have not seen one post this entire month about sexual assault awareness, which is literally insane because it happens so often to people, which is horrible, and it's not talked about enough. I feel like it's just like almost normalized now, and I don't want to be canceled for saying that. And I feel like it just happens so often, it's almost normalized, which is, it actually makes me sick to my stomach, besides the point. So not having anybody to talk to about it, especially having it at a young age and then having that trauma block it, I didn't process it for years, especially because since it happened for years. It happened for literally 7 years after that, like not to the worst extent, but it definitely did like affect me years later because it was continuously happening. And then like a whole different story like when I was 17, but hang on y'all, the track people are passing me right now. But once again, with trauma, it does block that certain memory, so I didn't process it until so many years later. And I feel like we don't really talk about the fact that it does affect you so many years later. Like before my actual physical relationship where I now feel safe and secure, like before that, I would just feel so uncomfortable. I'm like, oh my goodness, they're using you for one thing. Definitely is degrading having that happen to you, because in my mind, for so many years, I would think, oh, you're disgusting, you're worthless, like no one wants to touch you because you already have been used. Especially because some people like just don't talk about it. I feel like no one talks about the fact that you can feel like that, and maybe my fault for not having therapy, but I also never had like the resources to have therapy. I never was given that option growing up, so I feel like a lot of it was just like bottled inside of me until I felt like disgusting and like, oh, like no one's ever gonna like you because you've already been like touched, that's happened to you. I feel like no one talks about it, and it just makes me so sad because some people go through it and then there's like zip talk about it, and it's just like, it almost like makes it feel like, you know, you are worthless since no one's like saying, hey, nothing is wrong with you, because I had no one to tell me that. So there was that situation. Obviously I do want to get therapy for it in the future, and I definitely recommend talking to someone. It is not good to bottle it up, especially for how long I bottled mine up. It was not healthy whatsoever, and I feel like that's why it affected me so much more like as I was like a teenager, because I never talked about it. I just like had that thought in my head, like people are using you for one thing, that's all you're good for, you're nasty, you're grimy, blah blah blah. If you have the resources to talk to someone, if it's happened to you, ooh, my voice, sorry y'all, talk to them, please. I'm begging. From someone who did not get therapy and desperately wanted it, I recommend it so much. I've not been through it. Trust, that's like on my top priority list this year, to finally get therapy, to try to push that behind me, because even like first starting dating my boyfriend, I'm like, oh my goodness, like does he only want one thing? Which is like not fair to him, because he has no intention of doing something like that, but it's just like something that's in my head thinking like, oh, you know, it is a touchy subject for some people, and I know like therapy is like not something you immediately want to do right after it happens, or take whatever time you need, and no matter how long that is, I respect your choice, and let other people respect your choice as well. Do not let someone force you into therapy if you are not ready. I get someone like nudging you, being like, hey, maybe you should talk to someone, but don't let them force you into it. I feel like therapy is like one of those things that you have to want to do for yourself. You can't be forced into it, or you're not going to get any progress out of it. And a big reason that no one comes to terms and ever wants to come out with their story is the fact that people don't believe you, which is literally insane. The amount of times I've heard someone being like, oh, well, she probably asked for it, or oh, what was she wearing, makes me physically nauseous. It makes me sick. I tell you, my face actually turns red because I'm like enraged with so much anger when I hear that, because what 5-year-old is asking for that? You know what I'm saying? And like even like as a teenager, whenever I hear that, I literally run out of words, because it's just like, how stupid can you be to ask someone what were they wearing? Because it does not matter what they're wearing. What their outfit is and what they're wearing, or what you were wearing, if this has ever happened to you, does not give someone the actual right to touch you when you do not want. Brings so much anger to me. No one's ever told you what you're doing, what your outfit was. It does not give someone the right to touch you without your consent. Plain and simple. Or, oh, she was asking for it. Oh, she said this to them. Oh, she said that to them. Or he. Because I feel like male situations never get talked about. So, I mean, because females can also be the assaulters, and no one talks about it. No matter what he was wearing, no matter what he was saying, it does not give someone the consent and the right to touch them if they don't want to. Plain and simple. Period. Conversation is done. Put a point on the end of that conversation, because it is Done. Literally no debate to that whole situation, and I will stand my ground for that to the day I die. It does not matter what you were saying, no matter what you were wearing. If you do not say, yes, like, you can do this to me, then they can't do it to you. Plain and simple. And something else I will stand for 100%. This may sound controversial, I don't care. If it ever happened to my son or my daughter, they were assaulted, raped, whatever, I would smile my mugshot. Don't care. I just murdered someone, my mugshot's gonna be like this. Hang on, I can't know when someone's walking by. Call me a bad person, but if that ever happened, mugshot picture, ready? Don't care. 100% don't care. It's not even a debate. I literally would find that person and I don't care. It's like something inside of me, even if it did not happen to me. Oh my goodness, I'm trying not to cry. Even if it did not happen to me, I don't care. Coming from someone whose own parents did not believe them when they told them it happened, because I told one of them, I can't believe that I can't unlove him. Imagine telling your own daughter that. Insane. The other one, we're not gonna get to the other one because I cannot wrap my head around the fact that you can be that stupid and have that come out of your mouth. And I don't care if that's rude. In my last video, I said it's okay to cut off family. Heavy on that. I will stand on that to the day I die. I will cut family off, especially, I'm saying in like future terms, which I hope it never happens. Never happens. If it ever happened to my son or daughter, I will cut family off, friends off. I don't care who the person is, you cut them off if it ever happened. Plain and simple. I don't understand ever questioning the victim if they've ever, are you sure it happened to you? What were you wearing? What were you saying? Are you sure? Like, I've never understood questioning the victim. Like, what is that going to do for you? It's always believe the victim until proven guilty. Heavy on that. Sorry. If you don't agree, I don't think I can physically respect you. And I'm not sorry about it. That Snoop Dogg? Y'all, kid you not, Snoop Dogg just drove past me. I think Snoop Dogg is literally in the parking lot. Y'all, I'm about to play Young, Wild, and Free. Oh my god. No way that's... Oh my... I'm going to get my vision checked immediately. Y'all, after I end this video, I'm going to the eye doctor. How did I think that was Snoop Dogg? Okay. Anyways. But I do think it is so important if you need help to seek help. I put some links and like other sources that can help y'all in the description of this video. If you ever need help, it's in this video. If you ever need someone to talk to, especially if you want someone that's not going to relate to your situation, but that's going to kind of understand it. I feel like it is a little bit harder telling someone that it happened to, especially if they've never experienced it. And that person you're talking to, I hope they never experience it, but it definitely is a little bit harder to kind of express how you're feeling, because in my head, I was like, they're truly never going to understand what this actually feels like because they never went through it, which I'm thankful I have these people to talk to, but like in my head, that's how I think. But if you ever need someone to talk to, my DMs, I promise you, are always open. I respond to all my messages. My Instagram is in my description. If you ever need someone to talk to, I will 100% be here for y'all. Like, I literally love like my whole little YouTube subscriber family. Like, it makes me so happy, like just seeing y'all comment and stuff. And if you've ever been through that, once again, I'm so sorry. You do not deserve this. It does not define you as a person. Please remember that. But if you need someone to talk to, in the description, all resources. I don't even know what else to say. I don't want the whole video to be like just about that one subject, but I definitely think it is important to talk about it since it is, once again, Sexual Assault Awareness Month. One more thing on that last subject before we move on. If you have to ask someone, please can we do it? Please can we do that? Please can we do that? And they finally give in, I hope you know that's also assault. It's coercion. Keep that in mind as a friendly reminder. So I do this series every single month. So you want a certain topic for me to talk about, definitely leave it in the comments down below, because I'm open for new ideas and to give like my share on different things. As someone who's experienced a lot, I feel like I have some sort of education to share and give my 2 cents that really no one asked for in a video. So definitely recommend to leave some comments down below for different topics y'all want to see. I don't want to bore y'all with just like some random topics that no one cares about to listen to, but I definitely did want to talk about the main one because it is Awareness Month and I definitely did want to bring awareness to that. So I hope y'all enjoyed watching this video. If you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I definitely recommend subscribing down below. Next video will be a little bit longer. I just want to get this video up and out for y'all, especially in the month of April. Love you guys so much and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!
Hey, it's me.